Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Jay, and this is Bad Play. I don't want to start like that anymore.
Hey,
You still have to keep it though. You have to keep this intro.
Show. Yeah,
you
well,
can't do a new intro. We already went in live, so here we go.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Smash that like no.
Yep.
We need to. You guys can help us figure this out. It's just this. It's been 40 episodes. It's like the same. I don't know. It feels weird, man. It feels weird saying the same thing every time. But my name is Jay, and I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Dungeons and Dragons. And this is the Bad Plans crew. Say hi, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
It is good to be back.
Jay, as the Dungeon Master, maybe you could help me out with something.
I can try.
Let me again stipulate that it's possible I've asked this one before, and I'm just forgotten. What does a DM's baby learn before it can walk?
Oh dear.
Can I guess?
To dungeon crawl.
Oh,
Did I get it? Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
That wasn't going to be my guess, but
yeah.
I was gonna say that is good.
I was going to guess to roll.
To roll.
Yes.
Yeah,
roll.
that would also be an acceptable
Both are
answer.
good.
Right?
Yeah,
100%.
Acceptable.
that's great.
So
Probably is more accurate.
if you a couple quick things. If you caught last week, we actually moved our live streaming nights to tonight on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. That may or may not be temporary. We'll kind of wait and see. We got a lot of schedules shifting around because of COVID and stuff like that. So, but appreciate your flexibility, and we absolutely appreciate everybody who's here now watching, and anybody who's like subscribed or followed or commented on YouTube and just all that stuff. Honestly, it helps us out a lot as a growing channel. So all those little things. We really appreciate you guys, so thank you very much for that. Before we start throwing some dice, anything you guys want to shout out or talk about, or I don't know, just
No,
I mean, look.
Oh wait.
We're all right there. It's like everybody's leaning forward. Yes.
Everyone watching this should also be playing Final Fantasy XIV online.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Because they don't have enough money. They're struggling as a company, and your support helps
That's right.
push them over.
Small indie studio. Just,
Oh my gosh.
It was Jay he was just looking for a reason to say it, so I just gave him one. It's fine.
there's no influence whatsoever. In this,
No affiliation.
in this
Sponsorship.
No
or
ideas
anything.
from Final Fantasy XIV Online have ever made their way into
No.
a We Make Bad Plans.
No.
Not
Never.
once.
happened. Speaking of ideas that have made their way into the world of Lydian, the plague-torn, plague-ravaged world. What else is going on in this world? Last week, you guys came face to face with the Shadow Captain, Oliver Greygaze, Captain of the Grey Tide.
John's, yes. With
John.
John.
The main character
Hans.
that everyone
Yes.
cares about.
But more importantly, you spent half the session talking to Jones, or Johns. What was his name? He
This
answers
poor
to both.
kid. Yeah.
John's last name unknown.
Justice for John.
Johns Jones, who was a young
Jones.
a young sailor, completely infatuated with, starting with
Apparently
Kira,
anything female. Yeah. apparently
moving on to
it
Kins.
Doesn't take much. Yeah.
has a
Gave him
thing
a
for
weed.
Belrissa at the moment.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh dear.
But yeah, let's just say impressions were made, and you guys.
All of them good.
But he's a crewman on the Grey Tide. He's a young greenhorn, a swabby, and Kira was able to convince him to ferry you guys back and forth to the ship, and you also had a conversation with Velma and Cobb, and kind of learned that Velma's father used to be on the crew of the Grey Tide. So that's an interesting development. And Cobb, likely for a related reason, they're all chums, they're all buds, and that's kind of how they all know each other. And but they all speak highly of each other. Your friends seem to trust this guy, and also Kira, you had an experience in the beginning that was a little bit humbling. How did you feel about all that?
Mad. Listen. I'm going to come at you from the character perspective. Jay,
I'm interviewing Kira.
It's not often I get outdone at my own games, you know. Like I've got a repertoire of things that I do on a regular basis, and quite frankly, most of the time they're very impressive. A lot of people are very impressed, and sometimes when they're like my opposition, they're like very impressed, but like also really bummed out. And in this particular case, you know, I got shown up quite a few times by the teleporting captain and his magical lamps, and quite frankly, I was a bit embarrassed about it. And I know that I took a lot of that out on John's, and you know, I think in retrospect, I feel a bit guilty about it. But also, you know, like he's a piece of shit. We all know it. So he's just really, I was just stating.
No, we know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just a growth experience for Johns.
Mhm.
Like this is a
You know,
time. Yeah.
he's better for it, I think. You know,
I mean,
overall.
you know, in the long run.
Mm-hmm. No, I got shown up. Like we're encountering a level of kind of magic and near omniscience that I don't quite have the ability to wrap my mind around. This guy knew who I was in relation to the group without ever having met me. He predicted my every move, was around every corner, knew everything I was going to do and say before I did it or said it. And,
Except for when we showed up for breakfast too early.
that was a total,
That got
you know
him.
what? I'll take the W.
Yes.
Okay, on the breakfast arrival. That was
Yes.
pretty good.
You had to.
Everyone, if the first sausage link isn't in at dawn, then you're messing up.
Is that right, John?
That's right.
I loved it. I mean, yeah, we don't do it after show. If we did, Johns would be a main character in the after show. Maybe we need to put him into our.
John's
Divinity
is coming
playthrough.
back. I don't know.
I feel like every after show it should.
We're
just, we
going
should
to be on the ship with
there-
him.
there
Main
should be a-
recurring character.
No,
now.
he's still here. Well, but what I love is
Yeah.
there's no way Johns was ever written into any possible storyline, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Main character.
Kira just looks over and is like, you. and it created a character right there. And then now it's going to live with us for the next who knows how many weeks as we're on this boat.
Oh, you're stuck with him forever.
I love it. I love it.
Forever.
Yeah.
He's 2 years from now, you're level 20 battling gods, and John's will be at your side.
Good.
Just dragging the bag around with him or whatever, you know, paddling the boat.
Picking us up pre-dawn.
Yeah. So, a lot of time
Dawn
was
we
spent just getting to know some of the sailors, and but most importantly, you had a conversation with the Shadow Captain, and he explained to you that he's been gone on a long venture, and one of the reasons he left was because of the influence of this organization known as the Guild, who had started to kind of infiltrate and gain power down south in the pirate faction. It's the same organization that was at work in the desert that you thwarted in their attempts to take over the ziggurat, led at the time, or at least that expedition was led by the Goblin Velk, who you had a contentious relationship with for a while. He ultimately kind of screwed you guys over, then escaped, and but that same organization is back to work down with the pirates, and so this guy left, and out of frustration with that, kind of went off to do some stuff, and as he was gone, found out that their influence had grown a lot faster than he liked, and there's some bad things happening, and he has asked for your help. So he's headed down south with a few stops along the way. It's going to be quite a long trip, he says, but he needs people with him who understand the threat they're facing, and you all have agreed to travel. So it is early in the morning, probably about 6 a.m., 6:30 maybe. The sun has peeked over the horizon, the light is up, and the captain has just escorted you out of the captain's quarters. And he looks over and he says to you, "Now, before you leave, I'd like to introduce you to my first mate, Weng, who can assist you back to shore."
What?
And you look over and there's a...
First mate.
as you're walking out, there's an elf, a half-elf rather, sitting on a barrel, and he's just kind of stretching and yawning. He's pretty tall, probably about as tall as you, Vinadil. You can tell. He's got long brown hair tied back in a ponytail with kind of a thin mustache and goatee. He's got a long silver hoop earring in one ear, and you could see he's wearing kind of like a loose poet shirt, like a white kind of piratey shirt open chest. He's got tattoos all over his chest and down his arms. He's got a thick brown leather belt with a long skinny dagger kind of coming off the end, and looks like he's just snacking on something. And he kind of hops off the barrel as you guys walk out, and kind of straightens himself out, and he starts walking towards you guys. The captain finishes his thought. He says, "I've much to do before we depart, so see you tomorrow." And he just gives a nod to Weng. Captain turns around and goes back into his quarters. Weng walks up to you all, and he, "Oh, pleased to meet you all. I'm Weng, first mate of the Grey Tide." "Oh, gods, it's early." "Oh."
Sorry, was that Wang? Like, is it a nickname for what's in your trousers?
Weng.
Like, with an E.
Speaking of trousers, Johns, hey. and he walks over and he throws an arm around. "John's here. Has told me about you lot. Seems you made quite an impression on him, isn't that true, Johns?" and he just kind of like gives him, he's trying to make him uncomfortable. Like, he looks over at you guys, gives you a wink.
Oh yes, he was quite enthusiastic.
"That doesn't surprise me at all, does it, boy?" kind of shoves him away. "Move along, back to work with you." All right. He kind of looks the lot of you over. What do we have here?
We're gonna be a sea with you, many leagues. Is there anything that we should gather? Is there anything we should be certain to bring with us on this all-important trip?
I haven't been on many boats. Hi, I'm Kins.
And he takes your hand.
Kins can transform into things that swim and breathe underwater, though. So.
Okay, well. Guess I'm safe.
Just in case you needed to know.
Well, I don't know if we're trying to figure out rations, like how much food and water we need. Like, she can go.
I can make good berries.
I'm going to expect them to take care of the food situation. Like, we're coming to
Right.
basically save their whole whatever pirate life. So
God, we are so.
we haven't
cool.
even talked about a fee. Are you the one talking about our contract, Wayne? Like,
Ooh,
I'm not
yeah.
sure why we got passed off to you. Maybe this is where we discuss
Yes.
like payment.
Nothing is
or
free.
What it is we're agreeing to. It was a riveting conversation with the
Vin
captain.
reviews all of our contract terms.
yeah.
He's our manager.
I just-
Businessman.
I'm assuming food and lodging at the very least.
Yes.
Good call, Jesse. But yeah.
Yes.
What-
Don't worry about any of it. It's boring. Listen, come here. Come here. All right, come here.
Okay. Yes. Hello.
He tries to make like a huddle. And he goes,
I'm in it.
is everybody you? And he's looking at Vin. Come on,
Vin,
come
He's
on.
not a snuggler,
Come
but
on,
come,
don't
team, we're
come
the
closer.
team.
Come closer.
And he's got everybody in a huddle. And you suddenly feel your feet start to wobble a little bit. And you're standing on the docks. And you kind of look up, and you're all kind of still huddled there. But Weng is over, and he's got his arm around Vin. He's saying, "It's a lot quicker than rowing the boat. Now
I
listen,
mean, we could have done that this whole time.
Can't Johns do that?
Oh, Johns. You gotta
I
teach
just
Johns how to
drunk
do
teleported.
Just a bloody mo. How many of you on that ship can just teleport wherever the hell you like? I would like to learn this talent.
that. Me too. Sign me up.
I'm good.
Lessons, please.
I like walking.
he says, now about your question. Listen." And he walks over and he throws his arm around Vin and he says, "I need a small favor.
Okay.
It seems a mate of ours has ran into a bit of trouble last night with your local law enforcement. I'm a bit light on details, but I'm told it was something about a goat and an irate old woman. Really not sure, but I'm hoping that some upstanding citizens such as yourselves can maybe pull a few strings, get our man back before this turns into a bigger thing. You ask me what we need, and this would be one of those things. Oh, and, let's keep this between us, shall we? Captain's got a lot on his mind, and he doesn't need to know about this, does he?
What's the man's name?
The man's name... Well, we just call him the Elbow.
The elbow.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
I'm assuming,
I'm assuming
he
it's a
can't.
nickname, but
Assuming he can't do that whole trick where he can just pop himself out of the jail onto the boat.
Do we have a jail?
people would know.
I'm assuming we have a jail. If we don't have a jail by now, what have they been doing while we've been gone?
Never know.
Otherwise, we just have to
There
kill
is a jail.
everybody.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's-
Vin, you've actually seen the jail. It's not too far from the gates, kind of near the gatehouse where
Okay.
Kith trains all of her guard, kind of out near the western end of the village. He
Sorry,
says,
so what did he do?
Something with a goat, apparently. Man, that goat.
Yeah,
The
I
goat
mean,
we
well,
rescued?
We
yeah, the
will,
goat we rescued.
We
You
will
rescued-
investigate.
There's only one goat. Everything else is
personally
pigs.
invested
Like
interest.
we have one goat and then just an army of pigs that provide bacon. It's good.
I mean, no offense, it's a very important goat, so
There you go.
well, it seems like
there
it
may
because,
be some punishment still involved.
all I was told by the boys is he's messed with a goat and now he's in jail. And there's a real mean-looking half-orc who has no intention of letting him out. And if I know the captain, he's going to be right upset if one of his men caused trouble in this here port. So what we need to do,
So a secret.
we need to
mission.
try and get him out without causing a big fuss.
Right.
And I figure, you all know your way around, you know a person or two perhaps, got a bit of magic on your own. I think you can think of something.
All right, listen to you, Wong. What's in it for us?
What's in it for you?
Yeah, we're doing
You'd
quite
be
a bit.
doing
We're
Weng a
going on this
favour.
journey. We're doing
I am
all
the
this
first
stuff.
mate, after all. I can make sure your friend over here is talking about having nice quarters and good food. I happen to be best friends with Blind Ted. Make sure you get the first cut of meat. Make sure you get the right bunks.
I help
What?
him cook.
I mean,
Conversely, if you were to decline my proposition, well, let's not start our relationship like that, though, will we? We're our friends here. We're going to do favors for each other. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Doesn't need to be more complicated than that, does it?
well, friends, I do suppose we're going to be out on the sea for a long time. Might be nice to have somebody in our pocket that's got a bit of influence.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll go look for the elbow and
I mean,
bring
does
it
this
back, I
elbow
guess.
have any special tricks? Like, can he help us in any way? Or is he just going to be...
There's not a man on the grey tide without a few tricks up his sleeve. But what he's done to get himself in this jail, and why he hasn't just walked right out, that's what you're going to have to discover. And if you can do it without killing anyone or making a fuss, and we can get out of here tomorrow morning with nobody the wiser, then all the better for it.
Does he know who we are?
Yeah,
like,
this
or
is-
do we need like a secret signal to be like, hey, we're coming to help you. We're coming on the boat with you, you know? Or will he recognize us?
I don't think he'll recognize you. That's a fair question. Some sort of signal.
Maybe we'll just call him
Like a
Elbow
code
and he'll be
word
like,
or-
oh,
if we call him the elbow, that'll
The elbow.
probably be...
I'll just point at my elbow. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm assuming there's not a ton of people in the jail either, but if there are, we'll know it's him because...
What's the
We'll
deal
just
with it?
call out for the elbow and see who responds.
You got an iPad?
Elbow.
I mean,
Oh, are you asking him for like a...
yeah,
Or is
yeah.
it like
Sorry. Yeah, he says, tall fellow, a bit taller than us. He's not got any discerning markings. I think you'll know the elbow. He's it's hard to miss. Tell you what, if he gives you any trouble, you tell him you know his first name. First name's
Yes.
Thomas.
Almost the elbow.
But I'll give you another piece of advice. You might want to keep that to yourself unless you really need it.
So he prefers the elbow.
Let's just say he's
I
not
would.
fond of his real name.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Elbow is a cooler name.
I
Which
agree.
is he prefers?
Call
He
him,
prefer-
definitely call him the elbow.
The elbow is two
The
words.
elbow, yes.
Okay.
Not just
The
elbow.
No. Not just elbow.
Okay.
Proper name.
All right. Oh,
Listen, if you need me, here's what you do. You come back to the docks right here. And you put your hands like this and you shout as loud as you can for Johns to come and get you. I can smell the bacon from here. I'll be having breakfast in the tavern.
Okay, we own that place.
So I hear.
Yeah, try not to burn it down.
Figure you'll pick up the
Can you
tab.
do fireball? Can you make a fireball?
He
We'll talk about it
ignores your
later.
question and starts to walk away.
Yeah, he can. He can do fireball.
And as he does, he takes a step towards Kira and just and appears behind you and keeps walking.
That's so cool.
Ah, they've got to stop doing that to me. I'm gonna get mad at it.
But also,
well-
what?
Yeah, I
They
was
can
gonna say.
teleport. My
Like,
goodness.
Yeah, I mean this. I turned to Belrissa mostly here. Like, do we know this? Like, does any?
How to
this doesn't
teleport?
Seem normal. Like, but I
Well-
mean, teleport, sure. Like what Raikkonen did, okay. Like I've seen wizard circles before, but like,
Just
just
straight up.
randomly
Just like, zoop, zoop.
popping in and out of space. Like, does that even exist? Like,
I mean,
I don't know.
obviously it
what kind of
exists.
I mean,
but
I don't
I
even
know
what
I've never
they're
seen
doing.
someone do it, but it's awesome and I want to learn.
well, yeah,
Hey.
of course.
So we have a plan for this. We're gonna ask around what we ask the mayor, I suppose, and see.
Oh, we could
He's
just go.
kinda-
I think we should go to Winnie and just
I
ask
want
her
to
what
talk to
happened.
Winnie. I feel bad because we
Find
don't
out
even
what
know what
happened.
they did.
And maybe we can
You
just
could just
convince
pay a
her to
fine.
like drop charges or whatever.
gonna say,
Maybe
like, I'm guessing-
Oh, yeah.
Like,
We're
she
done
does
by
owe
9
us.
o'clock. Like, I mean, this can't be an all day thing. This, like, if we're not done by lunch, something's gone wrong. So yeah, like, let's just go figure out what happened, fix it, and
yeah.
get Elbow out of the jail. You know.
Well, I mean, it seems like
That
it might be a little bit more
That elbow.
complicated if he can't get out on his own. So it might
Granted.
take afternoon.
But they don't know who we are.
Look,
you know?
Vin,
I mean,
I-
it's basically our city at
I
this
don't
point.
think it's a good idea in the run up to your mayoral campaign
The optics are
to
going to be
break
bad.
people out of prison.
No,
Let's
we're not
just
going to
pay
break
the
people out.
fine.
Yeah, we'll pay the fine. We'll tell the
pay a
people.
quick
Like, I mean,
fine.
that's
Okay,
yeah.
hold
it's
on,
like-
hold on.
And then the elbow will owe us, and then Weng will owe us. Everyone will owe
I would
us.
like to know how atrocious this crime is before.
Also, the city
Right.
owes us. We're not going to pay a fine. They're just going to do it as a favor because they
right.
like the whole exchange thing.
Like, we'll just say something exactly like we provided you with all of the metal
We
that you
maybe
needed to
Gave
survive.
you an island.
Oh, okay.
And so this is what we're cashing in,
Black-
helping some
We're
random
cashing
pirate.
in the elbow.
You're cashing,
Oh my
cashing in
gosh.
exchange.
Now
Part of
we're
the
even.
exchange.
guy better be nice.
You know, alternatively, just to be as transparent as possible. You know, this wouldn't be the first time I've successfully broken someone out of prison.
Well, yeah, but you weren't trying to become like the leader of the city.
No, I'm not trying to
Wait.
become anything.
But you could. You're right. We could be
Well,
there
yes,
standing
but
there.
you're an affiliate. I'm
You-
sorry, I will not be able to, under the oath, I will have to tell.
You know what, Joshi? You're right. You don't
Zone
need
of
to know
truth.
that
Zone of
anything
truth.
is happening.
I do want to find out what he did
Yes.
though before
Let's
we
go
break
down.
him out.
Do.
Like
Let's go
maybe
talk to Vanessa.
maybe he was a real bad guy.
It's what,
Maybe
6:45
the
in the
goat
morning?
started it.
I
It's
think
probably
let's-
like
let's
7
go.
by now. Yeah.
Let's go
I
bang on
still
Winnie's
think
door.
there should be a
She's gotta
punishment if
open.
it's bad enough. Let's go.
I think we need to find out if there's someone having relations with goats in this town.
I mean,
especially
that is true.
We need to
Let's
put that
figure out
goat
what-
in some sort of protection program or something. Like it
Some
needs
kind of
its own
chip.
security.
Like a magical chip
Yes,
that can
yes,
track
a
its
tracker.
location. Yes,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
If we've got go-to-files, this there's a whole new problem there. I don't know if this town is ready for, so we really should go.
We should, yeah.
We could bring the goat on the ship. Fresh milk?
This is the content you came for.
I don't know. Should we bring the goat
Goat
on the ship?
rescue.
We're supposed to bring the elbow back to the ship because then if he is a
Yeah.
goat
I
to file,
don't-
the goat may not feel very
It would
safe
not
on
be
the ship.
good.
Couldn't
No.
get the
Yeah.
elbow, got the goat. That's the back.
No, we can't.
No. Yeah. That's what they want.
There's goat files. That is a lot of goat
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, it's for the milk. What are you talking about?
He's
Yeah, but we
talking-
can't bring the
We
elbow and the goat
Pass.
together on the
There
ship
was
because that's
conflict.
Can't do that.
that's not a good.
She's
They
saying
don't
we
belong
could
in the
just
same
leave the
room.
elbow. Take
Bring
the goat.
the goat
I'm
instead.
not saying it's plan A, but it's plan B.
I don't think Wingerlings is going to like if we don't bring back the elbow, but we only bring back the goat. I think he's going to be pretty upset. He's going to do his whole blinky around me, and it's going to make me all angry.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Cod knows the elbow. Should we bring Cod?
Nope.
No.
Let's go talk
I'm
to
just
Winnie.
saying,
Cops
Cobb
fishing.
and yeah, there you go. Let's talk to
He was
I've
in
not met Winnie.
prime
I'm kind of excited to
prime condition.
Then we'll go to the jail after talking to
look it
Winnie.
out.
Okay.
All
right.
Onwards
To Winnie's house.
to the
Okay.
Winsters.
So you guys have been here once before when you were investigating. The last time the goat was
Yeah, but Winnie was like
missing.
out or something, right?
She
Win-
was.
yeah, Winnie
We
was
didn't meet
Winnie was
Winnie.
not there. So
We-
so you go back to her farm.
Winnie is
Yeah,
alright
it's about-
breaking him.
About a 10-minute walk. And Winnie is right.
Always. Everyone is right. Winnie can
Oh,
teleport.
why is she
too.
out? Her goat's missing.
And let's see here. We are heading away from the
Combat.
docks.
Combat starts.
We're gonna fight Winnie.
No, Winnie is actually the one who's stealing
But
things.
Winnie and the goat.
Okay, so you guys walk up
Winnie
to
the elbow
Winnie's.
Johnson.
So what you remember about Winnie is that she's an elderly human woman who was recently widowed when her husband fell to. He had sort of run to the front lines to help defend against an attack from the undead, and unfortunately didn't make it. And kind of this goat is like the only thing she's got left, you know. So the town kind of rallies to help her, you know, a bit. And her husband was kind of he used to help everyone out, and so but you never met her. So you walk up to her farmhouse, and what do you want to do? Doors closed. There is a goat pen kind of out to the right, which you remember last time you were here. The goat is not in it, and the door is closed.
Okay.
Knock.
I'll walk up and knock on. Yeah, knock on the front door.
Knock on the door. You have to look down, and you see this probably late 80s, maybe early 90s woman. Quite old, but still spry. You know, she kind of. Who is it?
So
Oh.
Betty White's angry cousin.
She's looking up at you guys and kind of adjusting some spectacles and.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hello, Winnie. It's me, Kins.
Who are you?
I'm Kins.
I don't know you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We, the group of us.
Been a lot of weird faces around.
Oh, we've been around. We actually were. We helped.
You got a
rescue
really
your
weird
goat.
face.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I don't,
I don't know how to talk to
recognize
old
it.
people.
Do you know Remus?
Remus? You're
Remus,
not
yes.
Remus.
No, yes.
I
No,
know
we're friends,
Remus.
we're
He
friends,
helps
we're
me
friends.
all the time.
Yes, he sent us to save your goat. We saved your goat yesterday.
My goat.
Yeah, remember how it was gone and then it came back?
We don't know when.
It was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
I
Yeah.
think so.
My
It was
goat
like one day.
Humphreys has gone missing again.
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
no.
And I know who's taking it. And I hope he rots in that jail. But he better tell me where it is before he do.
How do you know who took it? Did you see
I
him?
seen him. I was here last night sleeping,
Oh no.
and I heard a rustling outside. So I grabbed me pan, and I opened the door, and I seen that man running off with that goat right in his hands.
Oh.
I started screaming for the guards, and I looked back, and he was on the ground, and the goat was gone. I don't know where he put it. But them guards came, and they dragged him off to jail, and now they're beating him and kicking him, and I'm sure they're doing terrible things to him to find out
Awful.
where my Humphreys is.
There
I don't
definitely
like Winnie
are.
very much.
What this guy who took your goat? What did he look like?
Tall.
Hmm.
He had A face.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this what happened to the goat?
Inside on Winnie.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. She could be a hag too.
Adventure-ridden.
Oh no,
Ooh.
Jesse!
Oh,
That's a bad roll.
What is it?
Natural 1.
Natural one.
Or a total of 1.
Oh no.
This is
I
the most
believe her, guys.
she's ever been.
She's in the middle of explaining what's going
Shot
on.
for a shot.
And she looks over at Jessie. You're staring at me real funny, and I don't trust your strange face. I would like you to leave. Please. Unless you've come back with my goat, I'll not have any more guests. She slams the door.
That went well.
Gosh, Winnie is grumpy.
Do we
Very
really need
pleasant
to save her
Usually I'm
goat
great
again?
with old people.
You didn't
Okay, so-
do the whole. My grandparents used to say line.
Oh, we
Maybe you
forgot to
should've
Yeah.
mention
worked with the
Jesse's grandparents.
Should have
Yeah.
brought up the grandpa or grandma.
She says somebody took her goat. She is running away. She calls for the guards. By the time she looks back, the guy's on the ground and the goat's gone. So what did the goat do? Kick him in the face and
Yeah, the goat probably ran away.
Sounds like the frog
honest.
myth again.
The goat can
Frog demon
teleport
showed
now.
up. Zombie-
Well, no. Those little balls like put things to sleep, and then they just like he would just take it away. You know. That's what happened.
You think the elbow got put to sleep?
Little pogo rogos.
Yeah, that.
Let's. I guess we go talk to the
Yeah, let's talk to the elbow.
elbow now.
What is it? What,
The guards?
What was
Or
it that?
Or the cards. Yeah.
What was it that Wayne was saying with the? There's somebody that was a big orc or something.
Yeah.
Oh
A
yeah.
grumpy
Kith
orc.
is. I mean,
Kind of
She's-
security.
she's grumpy, but she also is responsible for security for the city. I mean, Kith's
It makes sense. Like
decent
you want
people.
someone
Yeah,
to
like, it's
Sure.
be serious
yeah,
about
I
she's
this
half-
job.
she's
trust way
half-orc.
more than this woman. Good gosh.
she. But she did good stuff. She taught me how to fight in my robot body for a season there. So
Probably nice.
we can go talk to.
Oh yeah, you should go talk to Kith.
He used
Yeah.
to be a robot. Protection from evil and good.
Oh my gosh.
Weird times. Onward
Yeah.
to the jail.
Let's go.
No, let's go to the jail.
We're
the
gonna
See if we
jail.
can find Kith.
Okay.
Right.
So you walk across town to the west end of the hamlet, and not too far from the inner palisade wall and the gatehouses there is a building that is, it's not a large jail, particularly, you all came from Great Haven, which is a pretty big city, and proper dungeons and everything, proper prison. This is more of like a building with like it's like an old western town jail. There's like one cell in it, and
It's like
The door
Red
just
Dead
opens
Redemption, man.
freely.
It's like a room in a building. Like
basically, yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
with,
lock.
with some some rusty iron bars or whatever. So you walk up, and Vin, you recognize there's a handful of guards standing outside, and they recognize the lot of you as you walk up, and they all kind of stand up a little straighter, and
Morning.
one of them gives you kind of like a half salute, Vin, and kind of says, "Morning. What
morning,
do
Sergeant.
we owe this pleasure?"
We
Goats.
well, okay, yep. There
Should've
was a
known.
strange story about another disappearing goat. One that we
Nobody-
rescued just
Same.
a
Same
day ago.
goat.
And even stranger story that somebody thinks one of our visiting ship friends stole the goat and then somehow disappeared it while falling down. Just wanted to get maybe another take on. I mean, do you know who arrived on the scene to like apprehend the guy that's in the jail? And
That would be
What?
me.
convenient.
Did he have a goat when you saw him?
Is the future mayor interrogating the only cop in this building right now?
There's
I'm gonna
there's
hire
there's
you
another
one
guy
day.
there's another guy here. There's another guy next to him. And but he says I'm begging your pardon, sir, but I have been, let's just say it has been implied that I'm to keep a bit mum on this whole topic. I know that you're all honorable people, but Kith
But
herself
is this some great conspiracy? It's a goat. We've already spent more time on this goat, I feel, than perhaps one goat is worth. But maybe this Humphreys is a special animal.
He says,
Who can? I mean, is this from Remus? Do we?
Kith was
There's
not...
only 500 people in the whole hamlet. Like, there can't be that many folks that are trying to keep this secret. So, you know.
Yeah, he says, let's just say the boss, Kith, was not happy about being drug out of her bed last night, and she's very angry at how this prisoner has been acting. And I have been given strict orders to not let anyone inside.
Well, what if we were just going to interrogate him and you could listen? Because I know a couple of moves from my time in the military. Remus may also know them. It's called good soldier, bad soldier. And you go in and one of you pretends to be the person's friend. The other pretends to be the person's not friend. And it always works.
Which one were you?
Oh, I was usually the mock prisoner.
Oh.
It always worked. It was very, very good. Very effective.
He says, you could see he's wavering a little bit, but he kind of says, listen, Vinadil, Kith just went to sleep maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. I don't expect her to be back very soon, but you're asking a lot. I mean, I've been given explicit orders.
If we could just see him.
It'll be very fast.
You can come with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to steal him away.
Okay.
No.
Let me ask you this. Can we go to like where the event happened and look at clues? Maybe you could like show us exactly where it happened. Maybe because you know the goat got taken before by literally a gigantic frog demon thing. So
And yes,
if there's like more than
of
one,
course.
we're gonna be on it. We're gonna
You're saying
save
it might be another one of those things.
It could be.
It sounds like it.
We
It would,
don't
There were
know.
these
But-
little balls of light that put things to sleep.
Mhm.
Everyone would be confused. Boom, bam, bam.
This
We're
might
just
be a
trying to
bigger
put
problem.
the story together.
Yeah.
And if we could talk to him, maybe get your side, it would help a lot. And
Okay.
we could solve this for Kith, and Kith would be happy because she wouldn't have to deal with it anymore.
Nobody would know.
How persuasive.
One person amongst you can make a
Belrissa.
persuasion check
Belrissa.
with advantage.
Persuasive. Like,
With advantage because we're helping.
Yeah, it's with
Sweet.
advantage.
All right. There's that one, and then there is 20,
you gotta
25.
love, you gotta love when a 6 is still good.
I
I rolled a 6,
know.
but it's okay.
So what was the total?
25.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty high. Great. So he
No,
says
43.
No.
It's not a 43. That's right.
he says he kind of rubs his eyes, and you can see he's got kind of dark eye, like it was a long night for him too. He's kind of seems like he's on the tail end of his night shift here, and he says, if you really think it could be one of those monsters again, I suppose I think we should probably... Yeah, okay. Just, listen, don't cause any, you get it. And he turns around and he pulls out a key and he starts to unlock the door. And he starts to talk to you as he's doing this. And he says, about 1 a.m., we started hearing shouting out near Winnie's place, which, lately it's been tough with the goat, so we've been a bit sensitive to that. So my partner and I, we ran out, and when we got there, we saw this man lying on the ground, unconscious. Best I can tell is he slipped, and there was a pretty big gash on his forehead, where he seems to have hit his head on a rock or something. But there's no sign of the goat, and but it was pretty clear that clear to me anyway. We lifted him up, and the whole front of his shirt was there were scuff marks and cuts and scratches. It matches what old Winnie said about him carrying it, but there's no sign of it. We found a little bit of hair and fur around, but anyway, we brought him down here for questioning, and when he woke up, he was just belligerent, just so drunk, and he started throwing fists and just could barely understand a word he was saying. So we locked him up, called Kith, didn't know what to do. And anyway, the two of them had it out, and I've been outside ever since. And he's kind of saying this as he's walking you in. Sorry, what'd you say?
Did he tell you his name?
No, I overheard Kith calling him something, but I'm honestly not sure what.
What did it sound like? What did it sound like she was calling?
Maybe Tom or Thomas, something like that.
Right.
Not sure.
Okay. Perfect. No nicknames or anything. Do you know if the two of them have any history?
I don't think so. Kith's hard to read when she's angry.
Sure.
Anyway, I can give you maybe 10 minutes.
Right.
That's all I need. I only need 5. Let's do this.
All right. And he
Guys,
kind
this is
of
my chance.
kind of walks up and
Are you good soldier or bad soldier?
Oh. I don't know.
roll.
I'm not practiced at this. Maybe other people should be good soldier, bad soldier, but I can be zone of truth man.
Okay. Sounds
so
good.
you guys walk in, and as you know, sure enough, there's like a small cell, kind of like a one wall of bars, and sitting in the cell alone is a tall human man. He's got kind of scraggly black hair, and he's just kind of leaning back. He's sitting on the floor. There's a bench, but he's sitting on the floor with his back against the wall, just with his eyes closed. Hard to tell if he's asleep or just sitting there or what, but he's not acknowledging you guys walking in. The guard walks up and kind of raps on the cell, and he says, "You, they're going to ask you some questions. Don't cause any trouble." And he looks at you guys. I'll be outside. Walks out, closes the door.
Give us 1 second. Which one of us? Who is good? Who is bad?
While you're discussing it, here is going to reach into her bag and just pull out what appears to be a set of lockpicks and just start spinning them around her finger on a key ring and just wait for you guys to decide who's doing the talking.
All right. Mr. The Elbow. Is that you? Wake up.
When you say that, the eyes snap open, and he just daggers, just like shooting daggers, like staring at you, Belris, and he says, "Who the hell told you that name? You dare come in here and call me that?"
I think Walter lied to us tonight.
Pretty sure old Weng might have been pulling a fast one on us.
What?
And he stretches out his arm and Weng, I'm gonna have his bloody head.
Okay.
Who are you then? He sent you to torment me.
No, he actually sent us to help you out here. It seems like you're kind of stuck and you might maybe you need some help out. But if you don't, I mean, we're happy to just leave you. It's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you.
Kind of sits up a little more. He says, "You're here to get me out of here. Well, then let's go."
Hell no. No
Why
way.
haven't you just
wait.
left?
We're gonna double your sentence.
We need to know what happened. What's going on here?
Bad.
I know. I thought you were not doing this, Jesse. I thought you
He's
were
bad
doing
cop.
your thing.
He's
You
bad
are
dwarf.
You were
good
just
soldiering.
truth cop.
All of you. Kira's like, we'll just break you out. You guys are like, oh, no problem. I'm here for
No,
this.
you said you were going to do
Yeah,
your
you got the
special
key
skill,
ring,
not
everyone's
bad
got the
cop.
It depends on how he answers our question.
Okay. Look.
It's a quiz. Answer correctly.
We want to help you out. We want to get you out, but we need to know what
we
happened to the
can't.
goat.
We can't help you unless you help us.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Where is the goat? Look, that goat's been through a lot. Like he's
Goat.
yeah.
Is that what this is about?
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
What were you doing last night? Tell us about last night. How'd you end
A
up here?
lot of drinking.
All right, that's
A
fine.
lot.
How much do you remember versus not?
Well,
Were you at the Sleeping Savior?
yes.
Good.
I was at the tavern. Somebody kept buying drinks for everyone, and I kept drinking them. And an old woman came in at one point, and she was talking this and that about her goat. And I tried to make a conversation, and all she did was yell at me. I thought that was very rude. And then she She swung around, and her small bag, or whatever it was, spilled my drink all over my lap.
This
And-
old woman, did she say you had a weird face?
You know, she did say that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She was...
And you do.
Anyway, I tried my best to make conversation, as you do, and it didn't go well with this old woman. I happened to be walking back, and, happened to be walking by her house. Happened to see her goat. Thought maybe I'd play a bit of a joke, you know. Spilled my drink, wouldn't apologize, etc., etc. Grabbed the goat, and then I woke up here.
And where'd you leave the body? You killed the goat. Where'd you bury it?
I didn't kill. No. You got the wrong idea. I actually have no idea where the goat is.
So 1 minute you have the goat, and then the next minute you're on the floor, and here.
Yeah, something like that.
Can I inside check this does he really not remember what happened between, or what he's saying he doesn't remember?
Of course. 2 insight checks in 1 session.
23.
Woo!
23. Okay.
Slightly better than mine.
He is going to make a roll for himself. And I was not prepared
At disadvantage because of how much badly I've intimidated him.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, Jesse, bad cop.
He's definitely hiding something. It's unclear if he's lying out of his teeth, or if he is just maybe omitting details. But there's definitely a bit of a little bit of evasiveness happening in this conversation. Yeah, which Kins
Okay.
recognizes. None of the rest of you, that doesn't automatically apply to all
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys, you know. So
I'm gonna take my shield and kind of put it out in front of me, and I'm gonna use, I don't know, this is what I want to do. You can tell me if I can't do this, but I want to use my mold earth to just write out, keep pushing him, and I'll write that out on the shield and kind of lean over to show Kira, or whoever is next to me. I'm assuming it's Kira, but I'm gonna show my shield with that writing that I did on there.
All right. Kira will approach the bars, still kind of just very casually twirling the lockpicks around her finger. All right, look, I'd like to get you out, I really would, but unfortunately, we need some sort of a solution to the problem of what happened last night. And quite frankly, your memory sucks bollocks, and I'm not really buying what you're selling, not sniffing what you're stepping in. You know what I mean? So if you want these here lockpicks to go into the lock, and open the door so you can go back to your friend, Winifred or whatever the hell his name is. I think that
he actually chuckles a bit when you say that.
we're going to have to come to some sort of arrangement. And you're going to have to do a little better than, oh, I stole a goat and then I'm on the ground. Savvy.
Make a persuasion check, Kira.
She understands bad soldier. Not quite as good as old Jesse. For a rookie, though, pretty good.
Do I have advantage?
Someone would have to join you in this venture.
It seems very convenient that you don't remember. First of all, it sounds like you stalked the goat, like you went to Winnie's house on purpose, but I don't know.
Okay, advantage. There you go.
Yeah.
Using the help action. There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you 2 people work together, that's advantage. So.
Beyond 20 has been absolutely sucking lately, so I'm just trying to. Here we go.
Oh, there we
nice.
go.
Natural 20.
Ooh, okay, natural 20. We had a nat 1, now a nat 20. Okay. He stands up and he walks over. And he kind of does the thing where he kind of like walks next to you, Kira. Like not really addressing the whole group, but more like but it like is, And he kind of says, "Look, I may have used a bit of magic on the goat.
There we are. There we go.
I was running. My intent, I was gonna drop this in Weng's bed because he's been a fucker, and maybe not my best plan, but a lot of beer. Anyway, I had the goat in hand, and the woman, she came out. I mean, she's 3 feet tall, mate, and she just came out screaming with a bloody pan in her hand, and I panicked, and I cast a spell on the goat, and then I tripped, and I remember hitting my head on something, and I woke up here, but I don't remember what I cast.
Did you teleport the goat? What kind of magic do you do?
Did you invisible it? Did you turn it into something?
So you don't remember,
Oh
but
my gosh.
right. So we've used some sort of magic on the goat, and you tripped and fell. It's a nice. They didn't bother stitching you up. I see. You've still got quite a gash up there. Is that hurt?
I've had worse. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Right. Okay. So, what type of magic do you specialize in there?
Well,
Yeah. Give us an idea of.
He kind of looks up. He kind of like stands up again, and he kind of looks you over, and he goes, "Are you the lot coming south with us?"
Indeed.
Yeah, that's why we have to come get you.
I'm just gonna kind of start spinning dancing lights in my hands, just also to kind of put him at ease that like we're okay with magic, right? Like we're not gonna. We just need to, have him tell us.
He says, most of the crew of the Grey Tide specialize in illusion and deception. So,
Like that.
And you, eh?
Okay, so
You fireballed it. I think we all know it. Where'd you bury it?
I needed some mutton. Or whatever goat meat's called. I don't know.
So a few of your crew have.
What am I, a butcher?
Have done a bit of business where they kind of shadow step or blink short distances. Are you able to do something similar?
What about invisibility?
I am potentially able to do both of those things, yes.
Sure. And can you do
Invisibility?
other things like the goat?
On a good day, when I'm feeling creative,
Right.
it's not exactly what it's meant for. And as Weng might have told you, the captain is not going to be happy if he finds out about any of this.
He did mention.
How far can you teleport the goat? You know, the pieces of the goat.
He says, he kind of like folds his arms. He says, the thing is, I'm not very good at the teleport part of it. So if that's what happened, I have no idea, mate.
All right, can I?
Find this goat.
Kins wants to hold her shield and use two of my 6 charges.
To turn into a tree.
No, for
Are you ever going to do that?
not yet. It's not time yet. It's gonna be an epic moment sometime.
That's like 6 charges though. Like that's like all of them.
Yeah, it is all of them.
Yeah.
I want to use locate animals or plants, and I want to. So I'm naming goat as my specific. Can I do that for?
That is
Is that a
such
spell
an
that can
effective
locate
spell.
goats?
I
Like,
forgot
amazing.
that all of the features of my shield.
just look at kids like,
Wait a minute.
you
I was
literally
like,
have
oh,
that
you
spell on your shield?
Transform
Like,
into an
You're
eagle,
telling me
fly around.
I walked a mile and a half through the high tide with a flipping badger on my shoulder,
I'm just saying the same.
Yeah.
and you've got
Yeah.
goat meat on the whole time.
It's not about the destination, it's the journey and the friends you make along the way. Okay, so yes, I remembered that I have this.
I've had a crick in my neck for the last 12 hours.
I have it in my shield. It has a 5-mile radius though.
5 miles.
That's pretty
Okay.
far.
Forever.
Okay,
That's like bigger than the town.
Y'all don't turn on kids yet. I'm just doing this to myself.
Okay.
so I can see what happens
Hey,
before I reveal to y'all that
when
I
we
forgot.
get you
I
out
had
of here,
this.
this is who you have to thank. My name's Joshi,
Oh
by the
my
way. We're
God.
gonna be kind of in close quarters.
I'm
He,
gonna think.
he reaches
you
out
would
a
pref-
hand to you, Jeshi, and he says, Thomas Armhinge. And he shakes your hand.
Arm.
Arm hinge.
I just.
Hi,
Does
Mr.
anyone?
Armhinge. How are you?
Sorry, Vin, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I mean, no,
Oh
it's
my
cool.
God.
We have a Weng and an arm hinge. It's fine. Like
There's got to be other body parts on.
Yeah, this whole
All
boat
named
is full
after-
of body parts. It's all right.
Weng!
good.
Weng!
Weng.
It's not getting better. The more times you say it,
You
like
just keep saying.
I'm assuming you could have left already of your own accord. Appreciate that you have not just escaped and created, a scene. We should be able to get you out of here.
Vin's
running
running
from
from there.
Like we're gonna have to find that goat. So it looks like Kins can help us do that.
You don't know
Is there
that
any
until I
reason
tell
why
you.
we should believe you could help us do that? Or should we just leave you here for a moment, let you relax, and we'll
We're gonna leave
go
him
find the
here,
goat
Vin.
and be back?
He's gotta sit and think about what he's done.
Okay. I think we're past all this, aren't we?
That one is a
I'm
bad
just
soldier
practicing.
right there. He
Does
says,
Thomas know that?
Yeah, oh yeah, Mr. Armhinge.
he says, yeah, he basically says, the same. Yeah, there's not really anything else he has to offer to help find the goat. I mean,
All right.
he basically says, to recap, he cast a magic spell on it. Doesn't remember which kind. Probably some kind of illusion magic, but doesn't remember. And yeah, that's what you got.
All right. Well, let's head. I mean, like,
And we should probably leave him in here till we find
yeah,
out.
we'll
I think,
head
yeah,
out.
we can't
We'll
just
be back,
break him out
Thomas.
right now.
No. We need
Kid
to
is gonna
trade
be
the goat
extra
for
mad.
him or something.
I mean, we do
Yes.
know some about magic, like invisibility. It only lasts an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, we just did that to Kira and Kins. Like, it lasts an hour. Like, is there
these guys
such
are
a
super
thing as like
strong.
a illusion spell that has no end to it? I mean, it was
Maybe
what
they can-
no.
6 hours ago, ish. That feels like a long time for an illusion.
Those types of rules don't really apply to the type of magic we're using,
What?
Goodness.
Right.
which is why
A
the
new-
captain is particularly
Okay.
disinclined to use it for practical jokes. Which is why I'm gonna stay right here until hopefully you all can come up with an amenable solution.
You're
So-
saying you could have permanently invisibled and teleported a goat?
Well, not permanently. I mean, maybe the captain could, but not me. Maybe 24 hours at the most.
Okay.
Good.
But if it was invisible, you'd still, hear it and whatnot. So maybe that. But it sounds like you've got it under control. I'm going to sit right here, and if that angry woman comes back, I'm not going to say anything about this.
All right.
No,
Guys, I've got an idea. Hold on. It might be useful if he can retrace his steps and tell you a little bit more about the process. Maybe walking in those shoes might trigger some of the small specifics of the magic he used. Here, why don't we do this? And Kira will turn around and go into her backpack for her disguise kit.
Oh.
And when she turns around, she's Thomas. And
It's not exactly how that works, by the
You
way.
grew a
But but it's just so funny when you do. You're like, hey.
right. That's right. So here's what we could do. You take him with you to retrace the steps. I'll wait here in the cell and handle any conversations that come up between whatever this orc is and the guard and all this stuff. Make sure they don't get onto the suspicions. And then if you go, maybe we get a bit more detail by having him along.
here I'm seeing a problem here. You indeed look like Mr. Armhinge. But Mr. Armhinge also looks like Mr. Armhinge.
Right. I mean, if you get out to Winnie's,
He
I don't
stands
think
up.
this is necessary. Why don't we just...
He stands up actually, and he raises his hand, and he pulls it down in front of him, and his hair turns red and starts to grow very quickly as he takes on the visage of Kira.
Gosh, what are we getting into?
This is amazing.
Does that mean you're gonna stay here in the cell?
oh, I suppose it does. And I'll reach in and get the
Bye,
lock
Kira.
picks and start picking the lock on the cell door. And I'm assuming this is a pretty easy one considering it's a piece of shit jail. So we'll just clickety clack, don't talk back, open the door. Enjoy the
You
walk.
can roll if you want to, but yeah, it's not much of a lock. You're
Natural
with
one,
your eyes
natural
closed.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You
Just don't natural
probably
one it.
should roll.
Should I roll? What do you want?
We should roll. That's a dexterity
hand?
check plus proficiency.
Quick roll in there.
It's just a dex check. It's not a sleight of hand.
So just a
Correct.
dex
Yeah.
check.
Yeah. It's using your thieves' tools in this case. Sleight of hand is more for like stealing, or like swapping an item. That kind of stuff.
And then plus proficiency, so like
Plus
like
4.
a 20. Yeah.
Yeah, so 20.
20. Oh yeah, easy. You
I did it one-handed while writing down.
practically
my
do it with your
song.
finger. You don't even need your lockpick. You're just like, yeah. So the lock pops open and he kind of walks out. He's the disguise kit. This is not like so what he is. He actually looks like you, and there's magic involved. You are more like in the right light. You kind of look like this guy a little bit. The disguise kit versus the major illusion are not exactly on par, but
That's fair.
but yeah, okay. So you walk into the cell. He walks out. He kind of like he's like adjusting his clothes a little bit, getting used to this, and he says, "Lead the way."
Okay.
You don't
And,
sound anything like her.
All right. Well,
I'm assuming, for the sake of this, roll for cinematics, but for the sake of this little experiment we're doing, we can say that he had some sort of cape or hood or something on his that would make me able to obscure the slight obviousness of life. No.
No.
Okay. Perfect.
No,
Excellent.
you're
stuff.
you're
All right.
sitting in the dimmest part of the cell, trying to hide the monstrosity that you are right now, as you barely look like this guy. But
Okay, bye, Thomas. Don't go in there, guys.
I mean,
we put the
don't call me
screws to him.
elbow and gur and stuff and angry. I'm drunk because I stole a goat and all that. Have fun. Goodbye.
We really put the screws to him.
I don't know where
wouldn't
this
go
is
in there.
going, but this is great. Okay, so you guys walk back outside, and the guard opens the door, and did you get anything?
Yes, sorry, that was who I in my mind was talking to.
yeah.
Don't go back in there. I put the screws to him. He's gonna have to think about it for a couple hours. So we'll be back. We're gonna be back. We'll
Good,
be
well,
back.
Yeah, we have
We've got
some.
a couple clues. We're gonna go follow up. See if we
Good,
can't
good.
He
find this
definitely
goat.
did it. He did it.
I think if you could figure something out before Kith gets here in an hour or so, I mean, that she's real angry. So
Yeah,
I mean,
the
I want to be
situation
done
isn't
before
more
lunch.
complicated
So yeah, I think this
than it used to
timetable
be,
works for
so.
all of us.
great. Okay, well, my shift ends in about an hour, so if I don't see you again,
okay.
yeah, gives you.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
where to?
All right, so I'm gonna turn to everyone and say, okay, so I might be able to track the goat. I think we should go back to the scene of the crime, and that can be the radial point or the center point, and I can
Yes, Kira,
scan.
take us to. So we should make Tej play the new guy playing as Kira. Yeah, no.
Right, because Kira's been to Winnie's place, and so have we. But you would know best.
I mean, we're talking to Thomas,
Right.
Calling him Kira.
Yes.
That
right?
took me a
Yes,
minute. I was
yes.
like, okay,
Let's
yeah.
go to where.
Where you fell.
If you
to
think
where the
I'm
man
gonna
fell.
remember how to get back, I'm afraid I have no idea.
Okay,
I just woke
we'll
up in the
start
cell this
walking him
morning.
towards Winnie's place,
Sure,
And
I'll
then-
follow you.
and then I assume I like it. We should be able to, without too much trouble, hopefully find a place where a guy with a goat fell.
Make an investigation check as you approach Vinny's. Winnie's.
Vinny's.
Winnie's.
Old Vini.
Winnie's Italian.
That's an old.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
25.
25. Okay, yeah. It doesn't actually take too long. I mean, the story kind of matches up, and once he gets back there, he starts to. Once you get to Winnie's place, he starts to remember bits and pieces, but you sort of retrace the steps, and you could see Winnie's. She's like staring at you out her window, and she's just like totally watching your every move as you're outside her house. And but you find basically there's a road, a pathway, that goes in front of the house, and you can see footsteps that lead from the pen, and you can see the ground is all screwed up where he obviously kind of awkwardly grabbed and picked up this goat, started to run. You also see that as the footsteps turn into kind of a jog, a little bit past where the house is, there's a big rock sticking up out of the road, and then a little bit past that, you see there's another rock on the ground with a bit of dried blood on it.
All right, Kins.
All right, so yeah, this will be fun. So I'll clutch my shield. I don't know. This is how I imagine Kinsey uses the charges, is I just grab it and like put my energy and focus into it.
And like beams of light shoot out from every direction.
The magic happens.
Your hair starts to flow in the wind,
So for locate plants or animals or plants, I'm thinking really hard using my nature senses, even though I'm a city druid. But I care about this goat so much. I'm trying to find this goat.
Okay.
The direction and distance to the closest creature of that kind within 5 miles.
All right. So you get a ping for goat. Now I looked up the spell and it's a type of beast.
Okay.
So like so you can't
Goat adjacent.
Yeah, well you can think about a goat, but it's not like you can be like this exact
Winnie.
goat.
So it will take us to a goat.
Winnie's goat.
Maybe
And it might be-
replacement goat.
Yeah, it might be the goat. It might not be the goat. You're not sure, but the spell
Okay.
definitely hits, and you start to get a ping, and it leads back towards the center of town.
The center of town. Okay.
And he's kind of like looking. He's just watching, kind of like confused as to what you just did, but just happy to be out of jail. Not saying much.
Hey, fella, we got tricks too. This'll wear off soon. I'm just coming down from the performance.
So I'm just like a little puzzled because I feel like we would have seen it or heard a goat in town. But I'll just
invisible.
I'll just say, well, wouldn't it be baying like being like a goat?
Maybe it's happy.
Or sleeping?
Oh, Rissa.
Yeah.
What? How long does that
Move towards it.
true sight last on our little?
Yeah, as soon as we get to where the ping is, we can look with that.
Because it's in
Yeah,
like 3 per day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 minutes though, right? Like it lasts for a little while.
the
Oh,
time
is
period.
it? I can tell you. And
Why don't we look it up on that cool piece of paper that it came with?
yeah.
So I'm getting a sense of something.
Lead the way. She's got it.
Oh
in the
yeah.
center of
10
town.
minutes.
I'm not sure.
Lead the way,
10 minutes.
Rook.
I'm coming to the front to lead everyone to wherever I sense that distance and direction.
And as we get close to the center of town, I'll pull out the star glass.
Bing.
Okay. You follow the ping, and it's pretty specific. Like you're able to follow it pretty easy to just keep going in this direction that you're being sort of pulled by this magic, and it leads you to what looks to be the general store. It's a place you've never actually been in here before, and you can see that out
One
front there's a
time,
bunch.
I don't go with the group, and they go to the.
You're in jail.
That was your idea.
That's the only place he wants. That's the only place Kira wants to be.
You outside the
Bad
store,
plan I've made.
there's a handful of fruit and vegetable kind of like stands, but the ping is kind of like emanating in this general area here.
Do we see or hear a goat?
Yeah, I look through the star glass at the store.
Make a perception check.
Oh, so you used it. So we're 10
I'm-
minute counting down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
It has 3 charges though, so
Yeah. Yeah.
we got tons
Cool.
of time.
30 minutes of goat watching.
Kira would like to telepathically make a request that you log every shoppable item that you see through the spyglass so that I can,
I rolled
shop.
a 1. So it's a 2.
A nat 1?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Vin, what'd you roll?
This goat.
Ooh, I didn't, but I will now.
Goat. You... Goat. Goat.
Much better. A 9.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, Larissa, you have used the spyglass or the star glass of true sight handful of times. But this time you pull it out of your pack and your instincts don't quite fire, and you're using it backwards. and you're looking through this thing and it's backwards, and everything just looks really far away.
You
And
see
it's
into your own soul.
Very confusing. And the first thing you think, it's like been such a confusing morning. You had to get up really early and didn't get much sleep. And it's like, is this one of these pirate illusions? You don't know what's going on, but everything's super weird. Then you're looking around. All you can smell is weird vegetables, and it's just, you don't see anything. Suddenly the door opens. Standing in the door is a dwarf. He's got long, straight, kind of brownish red hair and a big smile on his face. Just a big, like, pleasant looking dwarf. He's wearing the robes of a merchant, and he says, he kind of comes out and he just puffs his chest out. He's got his hands on and he gives a big hearty laugh. Hey,
Yeah,
I was
fella.
wondering when we were gonna meet you. My name is Barabbas, and I run the general store. You've been around town a while, you've never even come in here to buy any of my goods. So, what'll it be today? You want some vegetables, some fruit? I've got all kinds of things, especially since you all
Yes.
have been around. Trade has been good. I've got more gear than ever.
Oh, Barabbas. Hey, fella. Good to meet you. I'm Jesse.
Nice to
Was
meet
that
you.
with a 2 B's? I had a V in the middle there. Was it?
Barabbas.
Yes. Oh.
You've heard of this name, Ben?
Old Barabbas.
Yeah.
No, Barabbas, actually, we are more in the market for a goat. Have you heard or smelled
Or seen.
any goat or seen any goat-like things
He says,
in the area.
in the vicinity?
he scratches his head. He says, no, not seen any goats. But not 5 minutes ago, I looked out the window and I saw several of my carrots just floating away out of my car. I thought I've smoked way too much today. But
Oh, Barabbas.
I looked out and then I watched where they went, thinking I'm just, whoa. And I saw them go right towards a group of kids who were playing right over there by the blacksmiths. And they all screamed when they saw it, so I know it was real.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't seen any goats. I'm sorry.
Well, Barabbas, unfortunately, we're a little pressed on time, but I promise we'll come back.
If you've got a friend who really wants to shop here, send
We
them by
definitely-
later.
I'm not going to be a big help on this search. I'll
I
stay with
got it. I got
I'm gonna
it. Y'all-
stay with Barabbas for a minute. You all continue. I don't have the skills for this.
I have something else.
I'm exhausted from my earlier performance. I would rather just buy some fruits and vegetables for what is likely going to be a long boat trip.
At this point, Kira, fake Kira, Bizarro Kira speaks up and says, Barabbas. And it's just like this crude imitation of Kira's voice. It's really nice to meet you. And just butchering your accent, just reaches down and grabs a piece of fruit and says, "Put this on my tab. I forgot my coin purse. I'll be back later to pay for it." And just takes a handful of bits of
Kira,
fruit.
I don't think you're hungry right now.
Are you intimidating or persuading?
Neither.
Neither. Oh,
It's
okay.
fine. I'm just letting him know.
He says,
this
I can assure you I'm quite hungry, and I'll pay for this later. Don't worry about it,
Yeah,
right?
you will pay for it later. Probably with interest. Huh?
All right, a tab.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah.
All right, repeat customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the blacksmiths
Yeah.
and see if we can't find those floating carrots.
Yeah, no. I'm staying at the general store. I'm at the general store.
Can
We
I
need to prep.
can I grab a
slowly
couple
splitting
of
the party.
those carrots?
Yeah, yes.
To go.
Exactly.
Carrots to go.
Yes.
Yeah, I need some carrots to go.
Put them on Kira's tab.
Yeah.
Then I'll get it. Larissa, I'll get it. You tell me
Okay.
what you want. I know. I'll get it. I got it.
Wait,
See
Jesse,
if
do
you
we-
can get some of what he's smoking there
Yeah,
for the trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Jesse,
It might be a long trip.
Yes, it's gonna be very long.
Okay.
see also if there's like a discount, like a town hero discount or something. Maybe
I don't think. You know what?
maybe it's
I
not
think
just.
this fella's gonna want some beer. I think I can get a
Oh
discount.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I
It's
have
not a discount if you give away beer to give.
Then get out of here.
Okay.
Get
It's an exchange. It's fine.
nothing for you.
Like,
You don't get the discount.
yes. So you're taking some carrots. I like this.
for
Maybe
the
to lure the
lure.
goat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I
We can
I'm
rub
with
some
you. I'm
spice
with
on
you.
them.
Oh, I
Maybe.
see.
can-
So you have immediate carrot need.
Yes.
can
Yes.
speak-
Yes, we need,
I don't
we
want
need to
carrots.
immediately
This
have
was for soups, for later for soups. Okay. I wasn't.
Have you
I'm
been
with you.
smoking what Barabbas?
No,
is
I will
smoking?
though.
Okay,
Barab-
Okay.
Barabbas, couple carrots to go. I'm gonna stick around, so you just pop those on my tab, and but they're gonna use that to find the goat. You know.
I mean, if you're hungry, I've got way better stuff than carrots.
Yeah.
I mean,
glassweed. Have you ever had glassweed?
glassweed.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
smoke
yeah.
it?
I take no. I take some out. I was like, well, I mean, smoked. You can probably smoke it, like for some aromas in a stew.
That's what I meant.
You and I
of
are gonna
course.
communicate. Did you bring any beer with you when you came over? A little dwarven ale.
Who are you talking to?
Who?
Barabbas.
Huh?
Did you bring some dwarven ale with you? You got some dwarven ale there?
He says,
Maybe a private store, you know, private store.
I might have a private store,
Okay.
but only
and I are gonna
shared
be
with
friends.
the king. Yeah. Okay. He says,
We're gonna be
yeah.
friends.
So you guys, meanwhile,
Yeah, smash cut. Yeah,
smash cut. Kira,
Oh,
you're sitting in your cell,
shit.
and you hear the door begin to open. It's about maybe 30 minutes after your friends leave. Would they be back that early? Maybe. And in through the door walks a 6.5 foot tall, gray-skinned half-orc woman with a long pole arm in her hand, kind of wearing like a studded leather armor, scarred, mean-looking, just tough as nails. Kind of walks in, and are you ready to tell me where the damned goat is yet? Was up half the night because of you. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
But I've already told you that I don't remember.
The hard way, then. She walks over to the door, and she says, she looks at you, she says, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to come straight with me before your captain's going to hear everything that went down here.
Look, there's no need to bring the captain involved in all this. He's got enough on his plate to deal with. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what happened. I can come clean. It's okay.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, it's like what role is this? Like how many
I was
layers?
wavering between performance and
It's a 14.
14. Okay. She's Well, go on then.
All right, look. So I already told you I came ashore with with some of the boys from the crew, and we went over to the local tavern there, and partook in a few of their libations. And
You've already told me this part. Get to the part.
Right. So
where you stole a citizen's private property.
Okay, all right. Look, I went to the lady's house. My intent was, a little payback, right? You don't spill a beer on a guy like me. Get away with it, no matter how old, no matter how young. I wasn't gonna hurt her. I don't want to hurt an old lady. I got an old lady at home, Don't you have an old lady at home? No? All right. You don't look like you have much company anyway. So I get up there, and what happened was I went to the pen and I got the goat, and I went to take it, and in all my drunken stupor, I didn't black out. I didn't remember, but it was embarrassing. You see all these scuff marks, all these scratches on the front of my shirt. You see all this? You see this gash in my head? You think this gash is from a rock? It's not. It's from a hoof. Because I thought that I was carrying the goat with its face upright, and I wasn't. I was carrying the goat's ass by my face. All right? Now listen. It's hard to tell. All right? When you're as drunk as I was, okay, and then you realize that that's not the squishy face of a goat, it's an utter sack, pressing up against your face. All right, you start to freak out. I freaked out a little bit. I tried to turn the goat right side up while walking down the hill away from this lady's house. All right, and what happens? Goat freaking kicks me in the head, gashes open my whole forehead. I freak out, so I start to lose my grip on the goat. It tumbles all up and down my shirt. Then tripped, fell on the ground. The goat ran off to God knows where. And what could I do in my horrible embarrassment but just pretend to be unconscious until someone came to put me away for my shame? Like the guys can never find out about this. The captain can never find out about this. My whole plan of being the edgelord that got back at the old lady that spilled my beer turns into me getting kicked in the face by a goat because I freaked out because its udders were touching my nose. Like, come on, man. This is not at all. This is not at all this is not a great, pirate crew of the Gray Tide story. I can't go home and tell the guys, yeah, I really got back at the old lady. So no, I didn't want to tell you because quite frankly, my pride is more damaged than my forehead. So, yeah, now that you got it out of me, now what? Now what do you want to do there, Captain Intimidates a lot?
Make a deception check with advantage.
Oh,
15.
Okay.
She just... You remind me of my husband. Listen, if the goat is found before end of day, you can leave. But until that animal is found, and I can corroborate your story, you're here to stay. And she turns around and walks out.
Oh no, I can help with that.
Here will
Speak to animals.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say to y'all.
We can corroborate the story from the goat.
we'll sit back against the thing. These guys need to hurry up.
Meanwhile, it's shopping trip. No.
Yeah,
Fade-
and
fade
so
to
how
black,
much for
back
a
into-
for a bulk carrots? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, we didn't snap back to that scene. It's a different scene. It's a different.
That was a nice intro.
Yeah, they're just
Just
arguing
so
about
everyone can
carrot,
see me.
the carrot economy, and
Yeah, and what about
Yeah.
the pipe
It's
weed?
juxtaposed to Kira wanting us to come back, but Joshy's just like.
So you guys are all walking over in the blacksmith, where Naj and Sola run the, the armors and the weaponsmith are, it's like at the end of the block basically. So you're able to walk over there, and sure enough, there's a group of kids who are just playing some sort of game out in the street, and you can see their parents are nearby, just kind of mingling around, just talking and letting the kids play, and Kins, your ping is kind of taking you in this general direction. One thing you're noticing about the ping, Kins, is it's moving rapidly in a confusing way to you. Like the ping, like it's here and it's like super strong, and then suddenly it's way over there. And you're like, so you're
Kids.
You're confidently following it, but it's not staying in one place.
No, this thing is teleporting. Dadgummit. Hey,
Teleporting and invisible?
yeah, apparently.
Oh, is fake Kira with us, or is fake Kira still at the
Fake
shop?
Kira is with you.
Oh, okay.
Can you see through your own illusions?
If I knew what it was.
Well, you made it invisible, apparently. It
Let's
carried-
assume that, yeah.
Yeah,
If
let's assume it's
If
invisible.
we assume it's invisible, no, I can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I pull out the star glass again.
Well, no, you have 10 minutes.
Okay.
Everywhere
well,
you
yeah, I
look.
have 10 minutes, so I'm looking.
changes
I'm
your
just
eye, right?
looking.
Yeah.
I can I realize I have it backwards.
You eventually realize it's backwards, and yeah.
Well, but it's far away, right? So let's move to where it is and then look again.
Yeah, I'm
It's
still
no longer at the
walking towards
blacksmith,
my
So yeah, let's.
sporadic pinging and trying to triangulate some middle point of whatever.
As we walk, I'm holding carrots out and going meh, meh.
Make an animal handling check, Belrissa.
4.
4. Okay. So
Goats love
you're
my
making
gosh.
you're making the wrong animal noise
Sounds
and
like a
just
cat.
waving carrots in the you're like somewhere between a sheep and a cat, and but you guys are making your way down the street to a group of kids, and as you all walk up, the kids kind of like look in your direction, and you're an intimidating lot, so they kind of stop and stop for a second, like you're about to say something.
Good soldier, bad soldier, then.
No. What
But
are
it's
y'all?
not here anymore, right? Like,
Oh yeah, is
we-
it still pinging, or does the pinging change when they
Like
turn to
it's-
look at us?
It's moved on.
It's moving like all over the place.
Okay.
Okay.
Like it's in the general area, but the ping is like,
Okay.
yeah.
Children.
I mean, if you want to talk to the kids, I want to talk to them.
Wow. Okay. We're just gonna.
Make a child handling check.
Is that similar to animal handling?
At that age.
That disadvantage.
Intimidation. No.
Have you heard sounds of a goat?
This little girl says,
Like
sounds.
recently.
Have you-
Like in this area,
Yeah.
not just ever in your life.
Like,
but
yeah,
yes,
like-
yeah.
There was a goat, and the kid's like, no, it wasn't, and she's like, I told you, and she points up on the roof, and she's like, I saw a goat, and then it was gone. It was there and it was gone, and then I heard it, and then but nobody believed. She's like trying to tell you the story about how she saw this goat like flash into existence, and then
Yeah.
Hey, we believe you.
Mm.
Which roof? Is she
the
pointing to?
blacksmith.
Oh, the blacksmith roof. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay. So
All right.
that's good information.
I think that's good information. Carry on.
here,
Carry
kids.
on.
Thank you, child.
And I'm gonna tell her so that her friends can hear. We've got a gold piece for whoever can find that goat. before we do.
Freaking gold piece.
What?
We've
Great
got your
idea.
parents' annual salary for you
I'm just saying.
to
If you
find
can,
We've
this.
got 1 silver. For
So
He's
I
killed
wanna-
the knoll for less.
That's right. I want to tell. I have no clue how much money is worth in this world. Like it's still, we're just trying it out. But
Benchmark it against the carrot.
that's right.
How many carrots does it take?
the kids all look at
No,
each other
I'm
wide-eyed,
definitely gonna
and they all
tell the
just take
kids.
off.
I want the kids looking for this goat.
They
Yeah.
just
They
ran.
know
on
the
it.
goat. It's old Miss Winnie's goat, Humphreys. If you find it, it's worth a gold piece. Bring it to the sleeping savior. They know us.
In my mind, I'm seeing all these kids running away, just buying as loud as they can.
Yeah, that's cool. We got
One
people.
of the one of the dads walks up and he's like, "So, is that offer open to anyone?"
Hey,
Anyone
the
who
goat?
finds the goat.
Anybody
Yes.
who could find. I'm sick and tired of finding this goat. So, like, anybody who can find the goat,
Oh my gosh.
gold piece.
He walks back over and whispers something to his buddies, and they all just start walking off like, bah, bleeding into the wind.
All right.
all right.
I'll turn to disguised arm hinge and I'll say, if this goat is teleporting back and forth, is there any way to calm it down? And like what affects that? Like, can you do something about that? Because I'm getting ping and ping and ping and ping all
yeah.
over the place. Can
Can
I
we
talk
dispel-
to it and be like, hey, calm down, little goat Humphreys?
What if could we dispel magic? Any of you guys? Is that Jeshi?
I
Is he
never
the one
prepare
that
it.
dispels magic? Dadgummit.
No.
He's back shopping.
the
Remind
elbow-
me in the evening to prepare it.
The elbow says,
The elbow.
he says, theoretically, if you could pin it down, you could dispel whatever it is. I did. But if it's teleporting,
Is there like a
so-
time on that? Like, is there you can only do it once every 30 seconds, or is it just whenever you pop? I mean, do we?
If I'm honest, this is strange. I don't know what's happening. I must have mixed up a couple of incantations or something because
Oh my gosh! Don't you know? Don't magic while drunk. Like that's a serious thing. Come on, arm hinge.
it's one of our most important rules.
All right. I mean,
gosh.
I don't know what else to do. We released
gonna-
the town. We have to keep looking. I
I'm
mean,
going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
just-
try something. I'm
Okay.
going to use one charge to speak with animals, and I am going to.
Big shield villain.
like where this
I'm-
is going.
What?
Just go.
I'm just gonna try to talk to the air wherever I navigate, and I'm just gonna be like, Humphreys? Humphreys! I'm trying to imitate Winnie, but I probably can't imitate her very well.
Make a performance check to imitate Winnie, the 90-year-old lady.
Dude, this episode is on drugs. I am so here for it. I am so here
Literally.
for it.
Oh no, it's a 4.
It's a 4. So you call out in your best Winnie voice, which is the worst Winnie voice. But you do technically still cast the spell, and
Yes.
a few moments go by, and you just hear like this awkward sound. You get a reply from the air, and the rest of you hear just like this awkward gurgling kind of noise. Where Kins, you just hear, "Help me!" and it's like the sound is like moving, like darting around you as you hear it. Stop this.
Humphreys? Can you see me? Grab my arm. Now I look like a ridiculous person. I'm
Yeah.
just like
You're just-
reaching out.
I'm like,
Kins
If we
is
hear
just
the
like,
noise-
"Bah, bah."
I'm like, Melrissa, see if you can see it. See if we can see it. Like, she's talking to it. Like, yeah,
right.
we have to look just
Belrissa, make a
ridiculous.
I also want to prepare fairy fire and then cast it on the goat when I see it. Just
Doesn't that
Oh,
burn it?
beautiful.
No, it should-
Oh no, it just
Makes
lights
it
it up.
glow.
Never mind.
I love it.
It gives advantage
Does
to
it
attack,
burn
so
it?
if you want to smoke it,
I mean,
can.
you
don't
would have
attack it.
advantage on-
Grab it.
That's not a bad
Grapple.
idea. If we knock it out, would it keep teleporting?
Just be a knocked out teleporting.
Arm hinge.
A
Yeah, I'm gonna
small,
look
a
and-
small crowd has started to build in the town center, as like Kins is just like darting around, bang in the wind, and Belrissa's holding a thing backwards, and like just all sorts of. So Belrissa, make a perception check.
For next week's talent show,
Please get
everybody. Next week's talent show. Just working some things out.
12.
12. Okay.
That's better.
You still have an active charge, which I would say, I'm going to say you have to use a second charge at this point.
Okay.
So you light up your second charge, and and this magic item gives you true sight ability, which can see through invisibility and a number of other things in this world. You look through the glass, and you catch a glimpse
Does
of
she
it.
see actual arm hinge?
Yes, actually, you do. If you were to look at
Fake Kira.
fake Kira, you see Thomas Armhinge. You catch a glimpse of the thing once or twice, but it's like darting around, and you get the impression that like you're gonna need to add an element to your plan here. Like you're not gonna be able to follow it fast enough to
Hit it with
hit
fairy
it with
fire.
anything. Yeah. But like Kins is tracking it / talking to it. You can see it but there's like an element missing here. You know what I mean?
Jay, so let me say I would like to have a small, short scene with Barabbas at some point. But
No.
I'd also like
Cut.
to stumble out, if that's okay, and join the group and try to help.
Sure. Perfect
Because
timing.
one of
So-
the things that I can
You probably
do,
hear me bowing in the wind.
Yeah, because they're not even that far away. So
perhaps Armhinge can also do this, is Dispel Magic can target a magical effect within 120 feet. It doesn't have to be a creature or object. It could be an effect.
okay.
So I was wondering
you,
if maybe the two of us could like try to dispel
You have
We-
to spell magic?
multiple aspects of this.
So hold that
Use
thought.
A to toke it up with the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Just
So you're in the shop, and
Yes.
Barab is like
This is very important.
he's like pulling open small little drawers where he's got all manners of herbs and spices and other things, and he's giving you the tour, and he's showing you all the different stuff, and kind
So
of
first I tell him, don't listen to anybody. Magic is way cooler when you're drunk. It's great. Everyone should do it. It makes it much better. And then I tell him a long story, and this is in an attempt to get a kind of a permanent discount. And this story is about a local delicacy that produces unexpected effects. Just across the way, I have an inn with the owner of this island, and there's a certain thing that grows on this island. And if you consume the thing that grows on this island, it produces just magnificent sensations. I literally became best
horrifying
friends with a
ones.
tree.
Or death.
Yeah, it's like, you could kill this man.
Best friends with a
Mushrooms.
tree. It was
so
nothing-
you're describing the magic mushrooms that you ate on
Yes.
on the island.
My
He-
understanding of them.
He's definitely into it. He's intrigued. He's like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go get these.
No,
He's
no,
asking
no,
you for the
Nervous. No,
description.
no. You're not gonna go there. You can't go there. This is a very important place to somebody very important to me. So you can't just go over there. It's a dangerous place beyond being important. But for the few who can get in there, I'm able to cultivate some of this for you. And I think we could establish a nice, and we can test it before anyone else uses it to make sure we understand what it's going to do. Are you interested in this?
He's in the middle of nodding, like he's been nodding like furiously the whole time, like he's super into this idea, and all of a sudden he stops and he just kind of pushes his way past you, his brow furrows, and he walks over to the window and he says, "Are you seeing this? Or is it just me?" look what's going. And you look out the window and you see the scene with Belrissa moving around, and Kins is dancing in the street trying to shout out, and there's very confusing things going on.
I'll be back. Let me come back, get my order together. So, think stews, soups, good foods, things that are going to last. And I'll be back. And I run out.
Okay, you run out and you get the gist of what is going on. So you're currently standing in the center of town as a bewitched goat is teleporting rapidly all over the place, also invisible.
Belrissa's just like pointing. It's there.
Yeah. Every once in a while, Belrissa, you're able to look fast enough to catch a glimpse of it, but it never stays in one place. What do you want to do? What's the plan?
I would like to offer the chance of, like, if it gets near.
What's the
Armhinge and I,
range on dispel?
120 feet.
Oh, that's pretty
Armhinge and I can try to dispel this effect. So I will ask him, what do you think is affecting this that we could try to get rid of? Is it teleporting? Seems like teleporting. Yeah, it was there and now it's there. I think
He says, it's not a bad plan. If this works, it shouldn't matter. We just need to be able to know where it is. We could target the effect, as you said, I suppose.
We could be ready for it. It's like we'll go close.
Don't dispel the invisible. We don't need
It's not invisible.
teleporting goat.
It's not invisible.
Oh yeah, it's invisible.
It is
Yeah.
invisible.
What isn't? They saw it
Belrissa-
on the roof.
Yeah, the
The
kids
kids
saw
it on
it.
the roof.
But
Maybe it's
like
flashing in
it's
and out
flashing
of-
in and out.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't target the invisible. Is that what you said?
That's what I'm
Target
saying,
the
yeah.
teleporting.
Target
Yes,
the
yes.
teleport.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
yes.
Okay.
Or
So
the
here,
blink or whatever it is.
So I would like to prepare myself, Jay, to react. I'm gonna hold this action, and if the goat gets near me, boom. Dispel
Okay.
magic.
Kins, make an animal handling check.
okay.
Give me a signal. Kins, give me a
Also,
signal.
I'm imagining this is like Portal, when you make like the infinite portal thing that you're just going through, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
This goat is.
And,
So this goat is in full
Kins,
momentum.
you-
It's just like
Kins, you have advantage on this because of
Okay.
your talk with animals.
All right. And 17.
17. Okay. So, we'll do some rolls first, and then we'll talk about what happens.
Okay.
Belrissa, make
Uh-huh.
a perception check
Perception.
with advantage as you are looking through the magical spyglass,
Okay.
starglass, which is a spyglass.
Starglass, spyglass.
pirates
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
interested in it.
Oh,
So there's a 16.
16.
16. Mm-hmm.
And a
That's and a 9.
Yeah.
16's
16.
good, right?
Okay.
I should keep that. Yes.
I mean, better than a 9.
Well, I mean, I could potentially roll magical guidance, but then I'd have to keep whatever.
Okay. We're
Else
doing
comes
we're
up.
doing a cinematic experience here, Vin. Vin, if you can think of any way you can help out and contribute to this situation, then it will
I mean,
help.
I could be the one to cast fairy fire, because I can do that too.
Okay.
So I could be ready to like try to cast fairy fire. But
Got it. Okay, so Jeshi and Vin,
Okay.
for the sake of this is I'm aware this is not how the spell works, but follow me on this journey here. So I'm gonna have you guys make attack rolls. And
The
and
spell attack mod.
I'm cool killing the goat at this point. Like I'm good. Like, no,
and this attack roll, this is going to be your I'm going to say for Jeshi, this will be your spell attack mod plus proficiency. And then for Vin, I would say, I mean, when you normally cast Fairy Fire, that's just a saving throw, right? I'm gonna say plus Dexterity, just because it's more about being quick here and casting everything at the exact right moment, right? So this will be a Dexterity plus proficiency
Just a
roll.
dex check.
Yeah,
I
basically a
think my
Dex check
spell-
plus proficiency.
My spells are off charisma, I believe.
Yeah, you have.
So I'm going to
charisma.
add 2 and then I'm going to add proficiency.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh, 18 for
18.
me.
10.
10. Okay. Kins, what do you call out in this moment as the plan comes together? You have one moment to shout, to call out to this poor creature who's just being whirled around in time space right now.
I'm just trying to calm the goat down. I don't know if that makes it worse. I just want it to be calm, so I'm just gonna say, breathe. I don't know.
Oh my
I'm trying to
god.
help it meditate. I don't know, like just
And
like.
what does that sound
fall
like
into-
in goat?
Oh no, that's my polar bear.
That's polar bear.
Like it's extended because I'm stressed. I'm projecting my stress, but I'm telling you the opposite. Just breathe.
Perfect.
Just panics a little bit.
Belrissa, you hear Kins make like this last ditch effort to just like reach out to this poor creature, and you spin around, Belrissa, and you catch it, and for the first time it like zips back into existence, and it's like wavering, trying to stand up, and you spin around and you catch an eye on it, and you shout out to the guys that there it is. And
Goat!
Jessie, you turn around and you cast your spell, and the goat begins to move. You miss. The spell does not land, but Vinadil, your fairy fire hits the goat just perfectly. You spin around. You and Belrissa have that timing down, you know, from decades of working together, and you swing around, and you just
Hunting farm
instinctually
animals.
you hit this goat with your fairy fire. It starts to glow, and as it starts to glow, Jessie, unfortunately your spell missed, but Armhinge turns around and points at the glowing like outline of this goat and mutters something, and the spell is dispelled as the goat just sort of immediately comes out of this and is just sort of wavering and just starts to like fall over. What are you guys doing?
I am rushing over to the goat. I don't care what everyone else is doing. Vin
Going
doesn't
back
care
to
about
the
the
general
goat.
store.
This guy assaulted the goat. I just want to be near it while I can still talk to it.
Straight to the general store.
Vin, I am so done with goats. No more goats after this.
Sea goats.
This. Gonna have Remus have a talk
Armhinge
with
just
old Winnie.
starts walking off.
Yeah. All right. No, we'll tell him. We'll see you on the boat.
No, he starts walking towards the jail.
Towards the jail?
Okay.
Oh.
Well, let's bring
Good
the
man,
goat there.
Armhinge. Good
All
man.
right.
All right. I figured you'd just.
So I don't have to
Alright.
cast it again, although I will if I still have some charges. I do want to talk to the goat to just quickly get a summary of the story to make sure that I have it to bring to the people.
That was mad.
All right, it's
Just keep
a
saying
goat.
that.
It's
Let's keep
just a
saying that
goat.
over and over again.
And I'll just say the bad man tried to take you. Like I'm just trying to talk to a goat.
It still has very low intelligence.
I know,
but yeah, it's I think with your spell, I think you would get a sense of like of gratitude from the animal in the best way a goat could convey that, and it is obviously exhausted and just like strung out. Like it's been a long night / early day for this
2
poor
days.
creature.
Yesterday it was in the Froghemoth lair. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
So I'll just cradle the goat. I will be responsible for taking this goat. I don't want anyone else to give it sass, and I'll take it as we walk
Cool.
back to the jail.
Let's just leave it outside, though. Just put it in the pen, right? Just put it
We should
What if something
reinforce
else
this
bad
pen.
happens to it? I'm just gonna hold it.
and take it back to Winnie. Oh, I
No,
guess we
I'm-
could
I'm
take back
showing it to
the-
Kid
Yeah,
to
that's
be
true.
like-
Okay, so let's go back to the house. So
So as the sun begins to rise,
here would be the best case. I'm talking to Thomas.
okay,
While we're distracting them out front with the goat, that you go trade places with our friend. And then we're going to come in and get you out. No one needs to know any better, and we'll all sail away tomorrow. Does that sound good?
he just no words. He just
I'm looking,
nods.
I'm looking at Kira like, right? You know. Okay.
Yeah. And so as you guys approach, the sun is moved, and there's a shadow being cast on one side of the jail, and as soon as he steps into the shadow, he just disappears. And Kira, you look over, and your body double is standing next to you. The OG, the original Elbow, is standing there, looking like himself, and he says, "They found it. They'll be back in a minute. You might want to take that off and, Hey,
Right.
thank you. That was
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm glad that we were able to save the goat, and now, to be honest, seems as though William's gonna be in my pocket.
He kind of grumbles under his breath, but sits back down and he says, "You might want to hurry." Outside, you guys walk up to the front gate, and there's a guard. It's not the same guard. He says, "Oh, I was told you might be coming. Told to let you in. Here to talk to the prisoner, I presume."
Did I pick the lock and get the hell out?
Did you?
That's what we're assuming.
In response to the grumble that was given to me by Thomas, I will have taken off in disguise and reached through the bars, clickety click click clack, and Stephanie.
So as
lean against the wall outside the bars.
Kira, as you step out and you lean against the wall, the door opens, and in steps the guard, who's kind of talking over his shoulder, letting these guys in, and he looks up and you're standing there, and he's just got the most confused, like sort of frightened, like alarmed, like what is happening here kind of look on his face. What do you do?
Well, just had to pop back in and make sure that this one was still secure under your control. We can't have these pirates just, running around. This doesn't exactly seem like a very secure building,
We moved Kins to the front. Like, just wanted you to see we retrieved the goat.
Oh, and
The story he told
totally
us-
gets distracted by that.
Yeah, story he told us, all checked out. You just got a drunk guy and an unfortunate goat. But
I'm very
Goats.
unlucky.
goat's back now. We
Very
actually
tired.
have business to do with these folks. I think Kith said really would rather nobody hear about this, right? Like, so can we exchange one goat for one pirate?
And make a persuasion check.
Oh, dang it. I'm supposed to talk to people?
If you want, I can take Humphreys back to Winnie. You don't even have to deal with it. We can clean up if you want.
It's a 9.
He says, thing is, I don't really have the authority to release a prisoner, and that could just be any goat, really.
No, I talked to it. This is Humphreys. I talked to it.
He
told
talked
me.
to
Yes.
it. Right.
Yes. Do you know
listen.
who I am? I am the Grove Keeper.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know who I am?
Oh, gosh.
All right, wait.
Yikes.
That's perfect.
Say my
Before we
name.
play this out, Kira's gonna just kind of like just look at Kins and see that this guard is about to just like seeing the crazy that he walked. I talked to the goat. His name was Humphreys. He told me everything. I'm not wrong. And like, you know, you can tell that this is going south quick.
Oh no, that was a natural one. +1, 2.
So before the guard makes his final decision on his performance, I suppose, Kira just wants to come up and, hey, look, you know, it's been a long night for you. It's been a long couple of days for us. You don't want to have to go and get, you know, the big scary woman to come in here and make decisions that she doesn't need to be a part of. Just, you know, I think if at the end of the day, if this is case closed, and all you had to do was let this guy go back to his ship, trust me, I have very intimate knowledge that Kith would probably be so inclined to allow this to happen, almost as though she told me herself. Not quite, but just about like she said, if the goat came back, this guy's kind of off the hook. You know, let's not make it a bigger deal. Don't worry about her talking to the goats. She gets a little cranky when she gets up early and she starts talking to the animals and you know, she you know, let's just she needs to get some breakfast. So do you. Look at you. You look hungry. You know, what do you say? Let's just
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion roll.
Let's hope it goes better than.
Look, I tried.
Can't go worse, right?
Can't go worse.
Oh, good.
17.
Good.
He just look, Kith. I did overhear her saying that if the goat was returned, that he would be released. How do you even know that's she's?
Hey, 5 minutes. Let's walk to Winnie's. I mean, that's fine if you need to double
Oh
check.
yeah, Winnie would know.
Yeah.
Would she?
Would she?
She loves this goat. This goat is as
This
a
is
child
the
to this
only
woman.
thing that Winnie
Yeah.
has
This
left.
my goat.
It's better.
That's a
pure
fine idea. I will escort you to Winnie's. She can tell us if this is the right goat. If it is, you're free to go.
Wonderful.
So you guys,
Is
you
it
guys-
lunch? Are we still before lunch? Like, I'm just.
It's only been like maybe 2 hours at the most.
Dude,
No,
we're
it's like
good.
7:30 in the morning.
Well, because we woke up so early.
It's probably like 9. We'll call it 9.
Okay.
It's still
Yeah.
it's still relatively early.
Still too early.
So yeah, you guys you head over.
I'm still
to...
at the general store, FYI.
Okay. You didn't even go with them. Nice.
Nope.
Yeah, so you head over to Winnie's, and as soon as you approach, the goat starts flipping out and starts like it recognizes home.
All right,
And
I'll
it's terrorized.
gently set it down because I don't want goat to hit me in the face. I don't know.
And Ziggy is suddenly
Ziggy.
Hey.
Hello, Ziggy.
Ziggy sleeps till noon. for
Ziggy gets to
sure.
sleep in.
I don't know why he was up so early, man. I was just sleeping and everything, and this goat. No, anyway, and then so the goat runs off and just like starts like pawing. What does a goat do? Hooving at
Clacking.
the door, and suddenly the door opens and it's a frantic, old woman. Humphreys, and she just reaches out. She hugs it, and they start like it's like licking her face, and she's
Oh my
like
gosh.
like awkward, and it's like it's
Magnificent.
obviously her goat, and the guard is just like, well, I'm glad the strangest encounter of my career is over. I'm going back. You're free to go, sir.
Oh, I hope you know I can talk to goats, so
Okay.
just keep that in mind.
Just
Sure, yes.
we're-
Take care of this one as well.
keep
And,
that in mind.
Yeah.
I love you so much that that's your closer for this poor guy who's exhausted and just has been up all night and wants to go home. You listen to me. I can't talk to animals. I can.
Look, Kira had the moment last episode. This is my thing that I'm like, look, I told you. I told you so.
This guard is her John's. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Everyone has a Johnson. Just gotta find them.
Okay. Case closed.
Oh gosh.
Boom, man.
Freaking goats.
It's almost the same as like when we killed the evil dwarf that was building like death robots. Like these
Almost
things.
the
Like,
The magnitude of this,
satisfaction
the scope of this
Late for
problem.
that. We're
is-
level 9 for this.
That's
You
right.
took an extra level.
this was
So meanwhile, you see Jeshi exiting the general store, giant sack over his one shoulder, keg on the other shoulder. Okay, and when you talk to him, I assume Vin cares about how much this costs.
yeah. I mean, exactly. My question is how much?
Don't worry about it. I got it under control.
Yeah.
Is this whole sack? Is that what I think it is?
Oh no. This is a variety pack here. So you got all your stew, you got your holy trinity of carrots, celery, onion, you got, all sorts of cuts of beef, a little bit of chicken. Those are going to be early sells. I got to talk to Blind Ted. All of your major aromatics, tons of garlic, very important.
Oh, so
I
you are
feel.
gonna be in the kitchen helping out for.
I'm gonna be in the kitchen. That's yes,
Got
very
it.
important.
Got it.
Yeah, but
Recreational
and then
fun.
I passed Belrissa a separate smaller sack.
Sweet. Pocket
heard
it.
And I said, "This is the dwarven ale. This is good. This is gonna be good. We can buy a lot of favors and have a lot of good nights."
And we do point it out. The general store. We know you wanted to stop in. Might as well grab
Guys
what
went
you
to the
need.
general store without me.
No, Kira.
You know, I
it's
sat in a
Barabbas in there.
hotel for
He is
2
waiting
hours.
for you. He's waiting for you. You go in. We'll meet you back at the Savior.
The goat was there. We had no choice.
Yes.
I'm gonna get a good night's sleep so we can set sail.
Early in the morning.
Or the name of the goat, I suppose.
Kids,
Yes.
do you remember on the island where the mushrooms grew?
We were crossing through like a swamp. Because remember those things like attacked and I accidentally thorn whipped and brought the enemy closer to us. Remember that whole thing? It was past that. So whatever that bridge was, there was mushrooms.
She doesn't even
Excellent.
She just tells them where
So
they
you
are.
could
I
take
know,
me there
just-
again.
No.
Please drop
Also,
a pin on your Google map.
As Grove, yes, yes. Can you pin it for me? As Grove Keeper, how do you feel about?
I am
seed-
getting eye contact with Kins. Like this is a big.
How do I feel about what, Jeshi?
things that grow, growing them, collecting some of their seeds and growing them over here.
I would have to think about it more. I mean, I wouldn't even let Vin build development on the side of the island.
Okay.
So
If you say no, you owe me 50 gold.
what? Wait, did you already make an agreement with somebody?
Yes, I
Did
didn't
you sell
pay for
part
any
of my
this.
island?
No. It's not the island. No. Barabbas is interested in things that change people's experiences on this planet. And so things
You know, the
like
mushroom experience was not the greatest experience, right?
no, I know, but we could probably. I think we can.
I-
I think we can.
We don't even know
figure
what
it
they
out.
do.
They're perfectly normal. It was great. That was the best day of my life.
No, that was some magical, like, you know how the hags were evil? Like, that's what I felt with
It's
those
not
mushrooms. It was
evil.
luring us
It wasn't
over.
evil. We can distill it down and make sure that like it doesn't hurt anybody.
Okay.
I'm willing. It'll be fine. It's gonna.
Well, next time we have a long stay at the island, we'll have to do a really deep study on the
I
plants.
agree, and I told him such. I told him
Okay.
that we wouldn't
Ooh,
put
but
anything.
you sold for 50 gold? You made an
I didn't-
investment. You have an investor now in this mushroom
Well,
business?
no, it wasn't. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about it on the boat, I guess.
Okay. He's a great guy. You're gonna love him.
Yeah.
You met him.
I did meet him.
Great guy. By the way, we smoked.
put like a content advisory warning on this.
That's the
episode
only
now.
way that he gave me all this stuff for free. So, that's how it goes. We're like best buds now.
Oh, that's the deal.
Jay loves like money talk. Like we just should talk more about how much gold we have and how much things cost.
As you guys head back down towards the shore, coming out of the Sleeping Savior is Weng. And actually, no, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that for next time. We're gonna leave the what do you call it?
We're ending on the
Aftermath.
pipeweed.
Reunion, yeah.
No, not the reunion. Sorry, yeah, this is where the reunion of the Elbow and Weng.
Oh yeah, we got to see that happen.
We'll kick off with that next time. But
Teach is dead. We lost Teach.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Too soon.
no, that was
Yeah.
super fun, you guys.
Yeah, he's
Good.
like, oh, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
It's like,
He was like, I didn't get to go to the store. I'm out.
Apparently, my hand hit like a key on my keyboard that is get rid of video, and I don't know.
Oh.
So
brilliant.
there's a key that does that, in case
Yeah.
anybody was wondering.
So I did not think the goat was going to come back at all. I thought we were good with the goat.
We'll
so that
never
was
be done
that
with
was
the goat.
hilarious.
We just now learned its name. It's been 40
Humphreys.
episodes.
Yes.
So we heard it. 40 episodes from now,
This,
it will
this
turn out
was-
to be your mother.
This is definitely Jay's I don't want a shopping episode, people. So I'm going
What
to
else
give you
could
the
I
goat.
do?
Gosh, open on.
Someday,
To
I'm gonna go to the
entertain.
damn store. I'm gonna spend all the money I have.
Oh,
Jay
hey,
Oberon's coming.
you've still got a solid 8 hours of shopping. You can just do it all today.
Yeah, it's still the AM.
And then we'll just tell us what you bought,
Yeah.
before we head out.
We're good.
Well,
We're gonna
you
be
know,
on the
it-
sea. We're
It
well
was
supplied.
the irony of Kira not being there to buy things at the store was just perfect. But
Yeah.
no, you guys will still have a little bit of time next episode, but we are gonna disembark next week when we're here. So we'll set sail for the southern seas, and so thanks for thanks for watching, guys. That was I'm still real, like, what just happened? That was the weirdest the weirdest
Nobody
episode.
knows.
But yeah, you guys learned, you learned actually quite a bit of kind of peppered in, little bits of insight about the crew and the captain there. You met Weng, you met the Elbow. And
He does not want to be called the elbow at
his
all.
favorite nickname,
Arm hinge.
Arm hinge.
Arm Hinge. Yep. But next time we'll set sail. So thanks for watching, guys. Anything anybody wants to call out or promote or talk about? I always say that, but no one ever wants
Yeah.
to
I
say
No,
anything.
No,
live
Jay,
such
I
a
need the
terribly
sign-on.
boring life.
That's
right. This
Yeah.
is the exciting part of my life, Jay. We can tell YouTube about
Agreed.
it more if you
Yeah.
want, but
I will say for the podcast, so now on Spotify, you can rate podcasts. So if you listen on Spotify, go give us a rating. You can also watch the video form of our podcast on Spotify. So if you want to also see our faces, you don't have to. You can still listen audio only if you don't want to look at us, but that's available now.
Just jam my finger into my microphone.
Yeah, it's great audio. It's great audio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, cool. Thanks, everybody. Till next time, good luck with your bad plans.